Hello and welcome to this week's 10-minute quickies and updates, news updates. I'm Viv Adcock. I was going to be joined by Alison Cox today, who is one of the Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider certified facilitators who has been traveling around the world facilitating these amazing classes. But Alison, where are you? I know she's been oracling for Dane from a class in Paris. So anyway, I thought I'd go ahead with the show anyway, because horses are very dear to my heart, and Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider is one of the specialties of access consciousness, which, a lot of people have points of view about horses. If they haven't grown up around horses or spent time around horses, they can have this sometimes fearful relationship. I think an animal like a horse is, quite unpredictable to those that aren't familiar with them, or, they kick and bite and they move rapidly. And for some people, just their sheer size can really bring up a lot of fear, doubt, insecurity. And yet, horses have the most amazing capacity to be able to transform energy, literally like that. So what is it about Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider? What is it about horses that can facilitate you out of a place of doubting yourself, or, just second guessing, questioning yourself, not feeling really confident in who you are, your choices, your life direction, who you be, how you present to the world, how you are with money, relationships, ad infinitum. So horses are amazing at reading energy. They can sense where you're functioning from and what you're presenting in that moment. So that line, in that moment, because horses are present, animals are present. They don't cut off their awareness. So what happens when you're around an animal and you're a bit insecure or doubtful is they sense that. Some horses are really clever. They will do whatever they can to facilitate you through that. Horses, as Gary Douglas says, are one of the kindest, most gentle creatures on the planet. So what is it that horses bring up for you? What is it being in their presence? What is it about being up close and personal? What is it about touching them? What is it about being on top of them? Horses have to give a lot in regards to allowing you onto their back. They are known as a prey animal. So what that means is they are prey to predators. So they have to overcome a lot of points of view to allow people, saddles, bridles, going on a float, going in a truck. They have to overcome a lot of their own inbuilt natural instincts to trust. I mean, imagine a wild animal being led onto a little tiny, metal container that moves, that rattles, that they're disconnected from the ground. And this is what we ask them to do. So when you look at the level of trust that they are willing to have in their leader, in the person that's handling them, caring for them, it becomes this mutual gifting and receiving between those two parties. For the person to have that level of trust and confidence in themselves, that takes a process too, to be able to gain the trust of a horse, and therefore the simultaneity of the gifting and receiving. So what is it about horses that invite you out of that space of second guessing yourself, questioning yourself, doubting yourself? This is a big topic. This is an amazing conversation, and it's a very large part of the organic process that occurs in the Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider classes. So I once had a lady come to a Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider class who was terrified, absolute, and I'm talking almost paralyzed fear in the presence of horses. And she chose to come to the class deliberately, consciously, and with intent to overcome that fear, because she was very aware of how that fear was running into lots of different areas of her life. She was aware of how that fear was stopping her, limiting her, containing her when she could look at her life and see what she truly desired. But she was aware of that block, that sense of rejecting possibilities because of what it was asking of her. So coming back to the Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider, what the class does is it imbibes this sense of trust and leadership and presence in yourself organically. osmotically. It's this incredible transformation of energy, and it's not a thinking thing that you can work through. You can't think through doubt. I mean, yes, you can kind of talk your way through it and pep yourself up, but does that last as a permanent change? So one of the most amazing exercises I ever had the privilege, and I do mean that, the privilege and honor of watching Gary Douglas demonstrate, was at a Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider class in Texas many years ago. And one of the ladies, same thing, she was terrified of horses, and she also chose to come to this class. Now, one of the exercises that Gary uses is to get people up on the back of the horse, just bareback. Somebody's holding the horse is totally calm, totally present and relaxed. And this is the thing, they're intensely present, but they're also relaxed at the same time. And what he does is he facilitates the person to gradually lay back over the back of the horse. So you're lying on your spine. So your spine is against their spine, and just opening your arms and relaxing. Can you imagine the shift that that creates in the person? So this lady that was absolutely terrified of horses, Gary Douglas got her and facilitated her with the presence of the horse to be able, and I'm talking, this lady was trembling. She was terrified. So the transmutation of that energy occurs by being in the horse's presence, by your willingness to change that energy, and by your willingness to be vulnerable and receive and be an allowance and allow that transformation to occur. Now, the previous lady I was talking about that chose to come to the class that I was facilitating with Susie Godsey, this was an amazing class, because with this class, it was a bit different. We were at a Riding for Disabled venue, and how they work with the horses is they have disabled people, and they also do classes for, you know, children that have been removed from their parents, or that have been in trouble with the police, or have anger issues, or are socially displaced. So what this venue does is they invite the horses into the arena. They open the gates, and whichever horses want to come in from the paddock. So she had about 25 horses in the herd. She opens the gates, and whichever of the horses want to come in from the paddock choose to come into the arena, and those that don't stay out grazing. That's amazing in itself. Now, the people in the class I was facilitating, the lady that was terrified stood on the outside of the arena and watched. And out of this herd was this giant Shire horse. They're the really big, heavy horses, the draft horses, and the ones that pull the cart. So she eventually, with a bit of processing and facilitating, she came into the arena and just stood there. And we led all the people in the class. We replicated what occurs for when the children come or the disabled people come, that the horses walk over, they pick the people that they want to be with and create a relationship with in that session on that day. So guess which horse walked up to the lady who was absolutely, and I'm talking, she was shaking. You know, Susie and I were with her, we stood with her, we, you know, put our bodies between her and the horse if she was when she got too scared. And literally within 15 minutes, it's going to make me cry again. Within 15 minutes, this horse had just gently stood by her, didn't try and walk over the top of her, just stood respectfully by her side with his ears just soft, his eyes soft, and just his head down, to the point where he actually invited her to touch him, which she did. And within half an hour, she had her hands on his body, and she was in tears. We were in tears. The whole class was in tears. And that was within the first half an hour of the horses being in the arena. Just clear my tears away, because this is the thing. Magic and miracles occur in the presence of your willingness to step into a new level of trust, trusting yourself, going beyond doubt, going beyond that chatter and the insecurity, and sometimes that physical reaction in your body. So what else would be possible for you being able to trust yourself? What else is possible for you today to maybe stretch yourself, even just, you know, in your head for now? If you've got something that you're terrified of, that's paralyzing you, that's, you know, creating fear in your world, what if just for today you indulged in your head the willingness to step out of that space and ask the universe, will you contribute to me going beyond this doubt, this fear, this insecurity, whatever it is? Because at the end of the day, it's just energy, and energy can transform in a heartbeat. Energy can change within your body and your entire reality in a heartbeat. All it takes is your choice and your willingness to become greater. So horses inspire that level of trust, that level of presence, and that level of leadership where you become the leader of your own life. So if you're looking and wanting to know more about this, we have got, I'll see if I can find the banner. Just give me 1 second. So that is the website, conscioushorse.com. There are facilitators worldwide that have classes coming up in June, July, August, September, all around the world. There's classes in Russia, in India, in Australia, in Germany, in Costa Rica coming up. So if you're interested, Conscious Horse, Conscious Rider is just go to the website there and you'll be able to see action, people actually facilitating. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Stay tuned for the next 10-minute quickie update. And thanks for joining us, everybody. If you've asked me questions, sorry, because I was on my own, I couldn't do everything at once. So I apologize for that. And what else is possible? Have an awesome day, and may the horse be with you. Like that. Thanks, everybody. Bye.